Good day, beautiful souls. My name is Lindsay Gallant, and this is a weekly energy forecast for May 14th to May 20th. I first off just want to say to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. And to those that aren't necessarily mothers, but I feel all women have that mother energy, whether it be to their finned, furred, winged, or skinned babies. Or even just your family and your friends. We all have that nurturing energy. Therefore, in a sense, we're all motherly. I just want to say this will be the energy forecast for the week. I will also be doing a moon reading that I'm calling Lunar Logic. So stay tuned for that. We do have a upcoming new moon on May 15th. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to use these beautiful cards. There's actually two decks here. They are Doreen Virtues decks. One being, I believe, Healing with the Fairies and Life Changes. Because I do feel this week there is going to be a lot of changes coming our way. You can perceive change as a good thing or a bad thing. It really is all in your perception because sometimes things fall apart to make way for the new to enter. Sometimes it's scary, but really all we're afraid of is the unknown. Sometimes change is necessary and often for the better, but we just fear change. It's a natural human response, and it's just because we don't know the opposite or we don't know the latter. We don't know what's going to happen, and that makes us uncomfortable. Even though we're uncomfortable in certain energies, we're sort of comfortable in them at the same time, at times, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to pull three cards. I do everything in threes. It's just my thing. So I'm just speaking to the entire week, sort of what energy we're going to be working with. So bear with me, and I'll pull those cards right now. Okay, so the first one I pulled, positive expectations. Like I said before, we can expect things to go in a negative manner or in a positive manner. Really, the choice is up to you. But here's the thing about the universe. Whatever you want, you'll receive. Whatever you emit, whatever frequency you're sending out to the universe, you're going to get back. So if you're anticipating a negative situation, it's going to be negative because your perception is that it already is so. I have a saying that goes, if you anticipate there to be a problem, you participate in creating one. So really, the power is in your hands. If you expect positive things, you're going to receive them. So I really want you to be aware of that this week. And I don't mean ignore all the negative things happening and stay positive, because we hear that way too often in the spiritual community. Forget your negative thoughts, focus on your positive. That's great and all, but if you're having those reoccurring negative thoughts, dive into them and figure out where they're coming from. What's the source of them? Because until you can actually totally relieve them from yourself by removing that fear or that barrier, that is the only time that you can actually start focusing on the on the positive. It's said that we cannot hold a positive and negative thought at the same time. So if you are having those reoccurring negative thoughts, dive into them, because really what you're afraid of, every single fear is the fear of the unknown. And once you make it known to yourself, either whether it be an emotion that you carry that you don't realize is sort of steering your life, or whether it be spiders, if you actually looked into it and figured it out or got some more information or knowledge on that area or topic, it takes a bit of the sting away. It takes a little bit of that fear away. So work on your fears and hold positive expectations, which just mean expect it to turn out for the best. You may be going through some stuff right now, but if you expect that in the end it will turn out for the best, and if you really look back at your life, every single thing that you've gone through, in the end, it always worked out. It always works out. I promise. So focus on that this week. The next card I get is adult children. Every single one of us is a child. Okay, this is kind of fitting given that it was Mother's Day. We are all people that had a childhood, sort of been molded into a certain way, taught certain specific things, and carried them throughout our life. And now here we are as adults, all walking around in the adult world, but guess what? We're still children at heart. And if we have a lot of unhealed emotional wounds from our childhood, we carry them forward whether we realize it or not. So this week, I encourage you to dive into that childlike mentality. Usually, that child in you is screaming. If it needs something, it's trying to tell you, but it can kind of manifest itself in anger, resentment, or you acting out by pushing people away, by, self-indulging and self-sabotaging. It can rear its ugly head in many, many different ways. But this week, I just want you to be aware of sort of emotions pertaining to your childhood that come forward. Deal with them, see them. Most importantly, send that inner child, that little person that's still inside of you, send it love. Give it what it needs. Children act out until they get what they need. So give yourself what you need this week. If you need a couple extra hours sleep, do it. If you need to have a glass of wine and sit in the sun on your patio to sort of calm your mind, do it. If you need to get to the gym and go for a run, or maybe you don't like treadmills, sign up for a dance class. Do it. Life's too short to always be adulty. Let that inner child thrive. And last but not least, love it. Problem resolved. All of us have problems. There's not one person walking around that does not have problems, but we tend to compare our problems with everybody else's. Stop. Also, see that your problems are already resolved, because if you cannot be a match to the solution if you're still a match to the problem. You can't focus on the solution if you're still attached to the emotion of the problem. Meaning, you can't resolve it until you've let go of the anger, or you've forgiven somebody, or you've dove in and taken it head on. We can't ignore our problems. They don't go away that way. We need to be present this week with ourselves. All these cards are really being present, because when we're present, we are taking responsibility for our life. We are, focused on the outcome. We are focused on our actions and our accountabilities. In order to resolve problems, you need to face them head on, just like your fears. Dive into them. Do whatever you need to do to make it no longer a problem. And here's the thing I've realized about problems in my life. Every single problem I thought I had, once I got over it, boy, did I ever learn so much, not only about myself, but about life, about other people, and more importantly, this is what binds us all. Every single person goes through troubled times. It's how you rise up from those times and those problems is what defines you, not the problem itself. So just to recap, positive expectations this week, people. Positive expectations. Adult children, let those children inside of you know they're loved and they're taken care of. Problem resolved. Dive into whatever problems that you perceive. Write a list of them and see what you can do. Here's the thing. We are not in control of everything. We're definitely not. We can pretend, we can try, but at the end of the day, we're not. But what we are in control of is ourselves. And write your problems down on a piece of paper, and then write down what logically you are in control of. You are in control of yourself and in control of your actions. So write down what you can do to assist yourself in getting over this hump, or over the problem, or what you can do right now. Focus on what you can do, and you'll feel a lot better, and you'll take action steps towards relieving those problems and turning them into happiness. So much love to all you beautiful people. Have a fantastic week. Stay positive and let your soul grow. Until next time.